Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West, where we made it into the west, technically, although this immediate area to the west of Barren Light isn't actually Tenakth territory. This is no man's land. And it's good to know that the shield wing that we got from the rebel champion that we defeated at the Battle of Barren Light does actually work. I can think of probably safer ways of putting it to the test, but hey, it works. So that's going to come in useful. Yeah, despite all the big fuss that the Tenakth marshals were making at the embassy about take one step over this line and you're in our territory, blah blah blah, this is not actually their territory.
Those must be the salvagers I met in Barrenlight. Looks like something's going on.
This is no man's land between the Karja territory, the Sundom, in the east, and the Tenakth territory in the west. And no man's land is the home of the Utaru tribe. The Tenakth rebels, who were responsible for the slaughter at the embassy, however, not great respecters of territory, and they have a camp nearby from where they launched their attack. And maybe it will help explain how those bristlebacks got into the Daunt.
Some kind of outpost. With pens. It might be where Regala's keeping her machines. I need to find a way to get in there. I could scan the area to see what I'm up against. And tag any rebels or machines in my focus to keep track of them.
Sounds like a plan.
Could use
So what do we got?
against that machine.
Rebel Charger. Those are the mounts they were using. I'm only seeing a couple of rebels. It can be real awkward to try to tag them when they're standing right next to each other because the focus likes to stick to a target, and trying to switch to something right next to it is difficult. Doesn't seem like much of a camp. I've got one rider on the back of a charger, two soldiers, although it's possible I'm just not close enough to detect everybody. Let's try moving up. No, that does seem to be it. Oh wait, no, there's another one over there. Okay. So how are we getting over there? I mean, I could probably jump down into the ditch and then climb up. Oh, actually, hang on, there's a tree over there on the left that looks about ready to fall. Maybe I could give it a little help. Just going to wait for the rider to make himself scarce first, make sure I've got plenty of ammo crafted. I don't actually have a precision bow yet, but the hunter bow will do, at least for mid-range engagements. Although it's not the most accurate. It can be difficult to get headshots.
What was that? Better check it out.
Uh-oh. Back into hiding.
Ah, that old tree finally decided to fall.
Okay, well that worked. Trying to aim for components here. You really need the precision bow for this sort of thing. But the hunter bow will get it done as long as there's not more than one target. Okay, the rider and his mount have been taken care of. It's not we've got another two soldiers coming over to investigate. No, there's no rush. I mean, ideally I would have made it over, and I would have been in the bushes on the other side, maybe get a silent strike off. But I mean, this will do. Spotted a few more bad guys. Right. Nice headshot. And okay, I take back what I said about the hunter bow. It works. Alright, let's get over there.
Steady. Okay, I'm in.
We've got 3 or 4 more targets.
I can look around.
And they are suspicious. Oh, I don't know if the hunter bow's got the range for that. Yeah, I don't know if these charges are going to become hostile if I start shooting, because they're not currently mounted. Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's grab all this stuff.
Useful for making dyes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly as many as 6. I'm going to try to take out the charges, work my way around. Oh, 2 good shots with a hunter bow. Try to take out targets whose death aren't going to alert everybody else. Pick an isolated targets first. You generally get a couple of shots off from stealth without giving your position away. Come on, one more. Almost see me. Oh, yeah, like I said, the hunter bow at range. Well, it doesn't have extreme range. You really do need a precision bow for long range shots, but the accuracy at anything beyond medium range is a bit suspect. Makes it difficult to aim for head shots or weak spots. Difficult, but not impossible. Alright, I should spot it. Wait, no. No, we're good. We got him. There's one more. I think it's just that charger in the pen. Oh, it's penned up. It can't get to... Oh, okay, it can get to me. This is fine. Oh, and that's it. Got them all.
A lot of pens, not that many machines. Where'd they all go? Better check in that cave.
Okay. Should pick up all the stuff first, of course. There's a lot of valuables, chests lying around, supply chests, and then, of course, loot all the bodies of the things that I've killed. Stealth archer build once again. It's not just in what was the game series from Bethesda? The Elder Scrolls games, you know, where the stealth archer build is the most overpowered build in the game. It's kind of true here as well. I do like, though, that when you're infiltrating a base like this, the mission pops up and it says kill all of the rebels and their machines. And so you know, you tag as many as you can spot, but you don't necessarily know for sure that you've got all of them. Some of them might not have been tagged because you didn't see them, they're outside of focus range. So you're sneaking around and you're taking the shots and you're killing ones here and ones there, and you'll know when you've killed all of the rebels and their machines because the mission will update. Oh, alright, cool. Don't need to sneak around anymore. I got all of them. So what's this cave that I'm supposed to be getting into?
The drawbridge. Might be my way across.
Oh, hang on. Valuables chest over here. Oh, that was a good one. Right, drawbridge controls. Yes.
That's one half of the bridge. How to drop the other side?
I think I can see a way.
Looks
Yeah.
like there are a couple of weak points. Little ropes attached to the bridge. There.
Restock my
Bridge is
arrows.
down.
A quick look around. Looks like we're heading down. Oh. That's a really big hole. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be there either.
Bristleback. It looks like it fell into a tunnel.
Uh-huh.
So the rebels were keeping bristlebacks here. The machines fell into the tunnel, which must have collapsed as they ran further in. What if Ulvin's explosives created the sinkhole? I should head back to Chainscrape to let Javad know.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Ulvund, the Oseram ringleader back in Chainscrape. He didn't deliberately release the bristlebacks into the Dawn. I mean, it was technically his fault because he was blasting in an old mine that had been shut down and was unsafe, and it collapsed the mine and opened up the tunnel. And yeah, that's how the bristlebacks got into the Daunt. And he did certainly take advantage of it by calling for a work stoppage to put political pressure on the Carja magistrate to force this thing that he was calling a concession decree in order to have the title to the Oseram run businesses in the Daunt actually legally transferred to the Oseram rather than, being owned by the Carja. Oh, what's this? Oh, green shine. This is very useful stuff for crafting upgrades.
Green shine for something special.
The thing is, you can't... I mean, Ulven's a git, right? He's an opportunist. He's a bully. But he's not... I mean, aside from the blasting in the tunnel that he shouldn't have been blasting in, he's not really doing anything wrong. All of those Oseram businesses in the Daunt, the mines, the quarry, the forges, there's more than one. All of those Oseram businesses were all basically built with his money and the money of his investors. All he's really trying to do is protect his investment. I mean, the way he's going about doing it is a bit questionable, because even though he's paid out of, well, not just his pocket, but his and his investors' pockets have paid for all of the Oseram businesses in the Daunt. They don't actually belong to him or his investors. I mean, they technically do, but legally the Carja, who own the land that all of those businesses are operating on, they could, well, nationalise those businesses anytime they wanted. The Oseram businessmen have no legal protection. I mean, the Carja probably wouldn't want to take over those businesses because they're probably doing very, very well out of just levying taxes on them without having to worry about paying the workers and so on and so on and so on and maintaining the infrastructure. But the possibility exists that if the situation changed, they could. And then all of the Oseram investors and Ulven himself, they're completely out of pocket. So you can't really blame him for wanting to force this concession decree in order to secure the title to what is essentially his property. What you can blame him for is being a complete git, being a greedy bully, actually causing the situation that led to the bristlebacks being in the Daunt, even if he didn't do it intentionally, but then taking advantage of that to blame the whole thing onto the Carja in order to force the signing of this concession decree. And doing this by expressing, concern for the lives of his workers because of the danger that he put them in, not just by releasing the bristlebacks into the Daunt, again, even though he didn't do it on purpose, but also basically abandoning safety standards and forcing them to commit to unsafe work practices just to line his pockets. So, I mean, yeah, he is, at the end of the day, just trying to protect his investments because he's put a substantial amount of money in all of these Oseram businesses in the the Daunt. But then, on the other side of the coin, he's a massive git. So there's that. And also, he knew the deal when he started investing in all of these businesses. He knew that the rug could be pulled out from under his feet at any time. It never came as a surprise to him that all of these Oseram businesses that he was piling money into actually belonged to the Carja. So, what can I say? I just don't like him. Okay? There it is, I said it. I just don't like him. He's an arsehole. I mean, I'm trying to come up with all these reasons, but I just don't like him. So it is with no small amount of pleasure that I'm about to go and grass him up to the magistrate.
So, you've returned from the west. Any luck?
The bristlebacks were being penned by Tenakth rebels on the other side of the mountains. Ulven's explosives opened up a sinkhole, dropping them into the tunnels.
Which they followed to the mine and out into the Daunt.
Right. Aside from the rebels, if anyone is to blame for the bristlebacks, it's Ulven.
Radiant beams of the sun. And all this time he was pointing the finger at us. Bring Ulven here. Petra, too.
summoned like a blasted ale winch. You best be meaning to put pen to parch. What? Why's she here?
I live here too, lugnut. So what's this about?
Thanks to the Savior, the sun has shown the truth on the Bristleback incursion. Tenakth rebels were keeping pens of machines on the other side of the mountains. A sinkhole swallowed them, releasing them into the underground tunnels that led east and out into the Daunt.
So it was an accident. But let us not forget that it was the Karja.
I'm not done. The sinkhole only formed due to your unauthorized blasting in the southern mine, Ulvund. You are responsible for the machine rampage, the workers we lost, the destruction the Bristlebacks caused. All of it.
My dear magistrate, has your precious son baked your senses? I would never give such an order without first consulting you.
Evidence says otherwise. Aloy found the shipping manifest in the mine. You skirted the laws of the Sundom, Ulvund. All for a few extra shards.
And you almost drowned your other miners, and sent that oversized tool over there to intimidate a bunch of refugees.
I demand an official investigation. I won't be the victim of some Karja scheme.
Certainly. We'll conduct a thorough inquest into everything. The Bristlebacks, the mine, the refugees. Every business deal you ever put your name to.
Well, that's not necessary, is it? What if I just return to the claim?
Oh, well, that would save the Crown the cost.
Of course. I'll be on my way as soon as I wrap up some previous commitments, tie up some loose ends. After all, the welfare of Chainscrape's people in a transition like
Nope,
this...
you're leaving right now. Chainscrape will be just fine.
You think she can run this scorched-out forge dump? Ha! Knock yourself out.
Get out!
Oh, don't want you, don't need
Down with all
Sergeant Ray!
Get off me!
Mud looks good on you, Ulvund.
As the sun burns away shadow. Thank you for that, Aloy.
Well, he had it coming.
Here, please accept this token of gratitude. You've done the Sundom and my sanity a great service. And I believe we have some matters to discuss.
Guess we do. Not the most pleasant boots to fill, but I'll wear them. All thanks to you, Flamehair.
Look, I'm not saying that was completely fair, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it.
Chainscrape will be better off with Petra in charge.
And the thing is, Chainscrape will be better off with Petra in charge. So, job well done. Meanwhile, back in no man's land.
Looks like a satellite dish. If I can climb it, I should be able to reach that tall neck easily enough.
That is a tall neck. Oh, and that's a sky drifter, and I'm probably going to need to deal with it first before I try to climb that satellite dish. Get the Valor Surge going. And then shooty. Increase damage with the Valor Surge active. The ranged attack. Gotcha. Right. So, I don't know what purpose that... Oh, great, there's one. Well, not a sky drifter, but yeah. Oh, watch it. Trying to keep... Oh, God, there's another one. Trying to keep the range attacks going while I've still got the range. And I think we're good. Yeah, no more. We're fine. Okay. I don't know what purpose the tall necks originally served. But right now, they're very, very useful for scanning and revealing the local area. So if you can get to the top of a tall neck and hit it with an override, it will send out a sort of scanning pulse, kind of like you do with the focus, but with a much, much larger range, and sort of, well, basically reveal the fog of war on the map around you.
Power generator. That looks dead.
Alright, so we need a power cell. Does anybody have a spare power cell? What's this? Western Grand Array proudly presents some kind of satellite array. Okay. Yeah, well, whatever, fine. It's not helping me find a power cell. Maybe in the scrap pile? No. I mean, I'm going to check the scrap piles anyway, because useful stuff. But no power cell. Alright, still no power cell, and I'm honestly kind of embarrassed at how long it took me to figure out how to get this ladder down. You see the red thing? You just shoot it. Big obvious red? Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Okay. I mean, obviously you're going to have to climb to the top of the satellite dish in order to make it onto the top of the tall neck. I mean, that much is obvious.
A console. No power, though.
Still going to need a power cell, though. Let's have a look around. That's not going anywhere, is it? Probably not until I turn the satellite dish. Okay. So, I need a power cell in order to flip that switch and do something. Remove the satellite dish. Is there a... what's that? It's another data point. No, that's the tall. There we go. Worth it. Roger just bit my head off because he found my little addition to the dishes protocol. So somebody was... You find these data points scattered around all over the place. Mostly they're just flavor text. Occasionally there's something actually useful. This is not something actually useful. So where am I going to get a power cell from? Oh, I'll lower this ladder. It's probably a shortcut back up, so I don't have to do the whole run, jumping, climbing thing again. Alright, there's no power cell up here, so I'm wasting my time until I find one. So there's got to be something down on the ground somewhere. It can't be that hard to find. Ah, there it is. Usually when you're at the top of something and you find a ladder that you can drop down, it's a way for you to get back up if you screw up the next part of the jumping puzzle without having to go all the way back to the start. This time, however... Oh, this drop isn't... No, we're good. Okay.
There's the generator. Bet this power cell can get it running.
Yeah, this time the ladder was actually part of the puzzle. So, back up to the switch.
Check that console I found earlier.
I think it was just up here on the next platform. Yep, there it is. And now it's powered up.
See what this thing does.
This is going to move the dish somehow. Yeah, I know, it's been rusted solid for the last 1,000 years, but it moves as soon as you turn the power on.
Error. Dish alignment incomplete. Motor function impeded.
Alright, well, something's wrong. I'm not high up enough yet to get onto the tall one. And now what am I supposed to do? Well, I can climb around here.
The light is worse here.
Get back up onto the dish.
This everywhere. Machine is jammed. They're still not high enough to reach the tall neck. untangle the dish, let me climb higher.
How the hell am I untangling the dish? It's jammed up on something. I can't see what it is. Is that? That thing's sparking a bit. Can I shoot that through? I can. The other one. Oops, missed. Wait, no, not that one. No, not that. The one that's actually there.
Actually worked.
Oh, and that's brought the other ladder down. Well, it hasn't brought the ladder down, but there's a ladder on the side of the dish itself. Or the dish arm support thing. That thing right there. Couldn't get to that earlier. So this must be it. I have to make a jump here. And we're up. We should now be high enough up to be able to jump onto the back of the tall neck. There it is. It's a fair old distance away. Yep. Have to glide to make it. And from here on, it's just a climbing puzzle.
There must be planes. An entire telescope. It's on top of old satellite dishes. There we go. Time to override the big guy.
And that was my first tall neck. I'm sure there'll be more. And there you go. I mean, it hasn't completely revealed the fog of war. You know, I still haven't explored any of these areas. But it's showing me the locations of the things out there that can be explored. So that's what tall necks do. There were a few of them in the original game. That's the first one I've come across in this one. And it looks like there's a relic ruin over there. I am aware that I'm probably supposed to be following the plot. But that's the thing with these games. There is so much stuff to just do. It is so incredibly easy to get sidetracked. And I don't mind that. I don't have a problem with that because it's fun. But in the interests of at least attempting to move the story along, let's try to stick to the plot for now. So, Sylens, played by the late great Lance Reddick, our co-conspirator from the first game, who, well, at the end of the first game tricked us into transmitting a copy of the Hades program to him rather than simply wiping it the way we thought we had, which we didn't discover until the beginning of this game. And he didn't care that we had his coordinates, in fact seems to want us to follow him. And he's also almost certainly the one providing the override code to the Tenakth rebels, allowing them to control machines, because as best as I'm aware, it's only me and him who know how to do it, and I certainly didn't give him the override. What is he up to? How does he benefit from a civil war in the West?
This is it. Location of the coordinates I scanned from his fire. Workshop underneath a dead Horus Titan. Just the kind of place Sylens would slink away to. But what was he doing here? That device is blinking. I guess Sylens wants me to check it out.
Aloy, consider this message a beacon to help guide you out of the fog of ignorance. Using explosives, I've detached the processing orb from the Titan overhead. A perfect cage for our mutual friend, Hades. In order to render it cooperative, tell her what we've discussed about the mysterious signal that gave you life. Signal for me. Signal was received for 7.22 years and ceased. Cannot compromise. Giant reboot. But the days live to fail. Back to that, are you? Perhaps you need a reminder that you have failed. So you see, Aloy, Gaia can be safely rebooted. As for a way to find a backup, well, you'll need to trot along after me to find out.
He thinks he's got it all figured out. Bastard. I guess there's only one way to find out where he moved the orb. Might be worth looking around more first.
Yeah, let's check around first before we follow after him. There's a data point here, I can get that with the focus.
Poor Hades. So cramped in there. No room to think. You can't even speak. Now the processing orb of a Titan, on the other hand, well, you're used to that. But once I load you on that, you'll be so much more comfortable. Until interrogations begin anyway.
Oh, there's another one of those
Sure how to get rid of this stuff.
fire gleam things. Oh, and there's a workbench and another data point. Don't know how to deal with the fire gleam things yet. I'm sure I'll probably unlock something later. What's this?
Some kind of log, most of it's redacted. It looks like Sylens put a lot of work into forcing Hades to talk.
So we installed Hades into the processing orb from the Horus-class Titan war machine, so he could coerce him into answering questions. Figured out a way to torture Hades. Huh. So what did we learn? Technical specs on Gaia. How she interacted with her subordinate functions, Hades being one of them. Nothing especially interesting there. Continued the interrogation. Day 7. It appears that my coercive efforts come at significant cost. Hades' digital convulsions produce waves of feedback that corrupt his data structure. So the more he interrogated Hades, the more it destroyed Hades' consciousness. And he's found something out, something that scared him. He's not saying what it is. What's this? With a little help of... He's referring to me here, isn't he? Leading me along by the nose, getting him to do his dirty work. Well, it looks like he got what he wanted out of Hades. And in the process, basically destroyed it, which, you know, is no bad thing. But what was it that he discovered? What was it that he discovered that scared him? Something to do with whoever it was who sent the signal that turned Hades back on in the first place, leading to the events of the first game. Well, he left a trail that I can follow, because it's difficult to move the processing orb of a Horus-class Titan without leaving some physical evidence.
Looks like the trail goes into the hillside.
And it leads into this old world ruin here in the hillside. Looks like some kind of bunker.
A ruin. Okay. Let's see where this goes. I guess Sylens used that machine to haul his prize.
That's what he used to drag the processing core in here. But no sign of the processing core. Oh! Actually, there it is.
That must be the orb Sylens stuck Hades in. And that door. Looks like a Pharaoh facility. Or a Zero Dawn?
I'm going to grab the goodies over here first. So this door... Normally getting through these doors is no problem. Which is kind of the whole point. Because of what I am, Aloy is a clone
Better take a look at that orb first.
of Dr. Elizabeth Sobek, the creator of the Zero Dawn project. But it wants me to have a look at the orb first. There's something there. How am I Oh, there it is.
Come on, Hades. You still in there?
that is all that's left of Hades,
Hades?
I think.
Is that you?
System threat detected.
You don't look so good.
You are the Aloy. Come to destroy me.
Yes. Permanently this time. Even like this, you're a threat to Gaia. Once I resurrect her.
So you have not yet secured Gaia back up. Then Gaia is dead. Earth and you too. Despite malfunctions, I have won.
That doesn't sound promising. Let's get as much information as we can out of him.
Sylens asked you where to find a backup of Gaia.
Data error. Memory structures disintegrated.
Right. Because that would have been easy. Sylens questioned you about the mysterious signal. The one that woke you, gave you consciousness. Who sent it?
Signal transmitted by masters.
And who are they?
Masters woke me to destroy earthly life.
Who would want that?
Data error. Memory structures disintegrated.
Yeah, all of this data corruption is a result of Sylens' interrogation techniques. He got the answers he was after, but he hasn't left an awful lot for me, so what does Hades still remember?
What did Sylens do to you, Hades? It's like you've been hollowed out.
Silence interrogated me.
And what did you tell him?
Data error. Memory structures disintegrated.
You don't remember any of it?
I remember you.
What, like me beating you at the spire? Okay, that's not going anywhere.
There's got to be something left.
When the mysterious signal transformed you, it made Gaia's other subordinate functions conscious too. You escaped when Gaia destroyed herself, but so did they. Where did they go?
Each function migrated to coordinates based on data error. Memory structures disintegrated.
Crazed AIs, scattered who knows where, doing who knows what. Hephaestus kills thousands every year with the combat machines it keeps making. And you nearly ended the world. 7 more functions out there, cooking up trouble. It's not a happy thought.
You are unhappy. Good.
Anyone ever tell you you've got a great personality, Hades?
Sarcasm detected.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Sylens really did a number on Hades. I'm not going to learn anything else from him.
Enough. It's time to finish this.
Does Aloy still think she can restore Gaia? Save life on Earth?
Yeah, Aloy does.
Then you are deluded. Extinction inevitable.
What would you know, Hades? Twice you tried to destroy life on Earth, and twice you failed. The only extinction you ever brought about is your own. And there's no tricked-out lands to save you this time.
You are incorrect. 3 times. Hades extinction.
What? You remember this?
Yes. Data intact. Non-viable biospheres aborted in years 25421612168.
So, that's centuries ago. It's what you were designed to do.
Biosphere is version 5. There will be no version 6.
There won't need to be. I'm saving this one.
Master override on. To activate, state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Purging extinction protocol.
Well, that's it. I hope. I thought I'd have purged Hades once before. Sylens probably didn't make a backup because he'd need another Titan processing core for that, and they're in, well, short supply. And also, why would he? We're probably good.
Aloy, I see you've dealt with Hades.
Yeah. Think maybe you can stay dead this time?
It will. You can trust.
Trust?
Yes. Trust. As in, since I did what you could never do, and extracted all of Hades' priceless knowledge, you can trust that I was willing to actually let you destroy it this time.
So back to holograms instead of face-to-face? What, afraid I'd stab you or something?
There's a reason
And using the same spyware. I see, so all those times I called, you could have just answered? But I guess you just prefer to go on spying all this time.
My world stopped revolving around you months ago, Aloy. I've had work to do. Countless hours of research, as demanding and time-intensive as it has been critical to the fate of this planet.
Right, of course. You're just trying to save the world too.
That's right. The difference, of course, is that unlike you, I've produced results.
Did you find a backup of Gaia or not?
Oh, yes. I believe I did.
Where?
Voila. Why do you think I summoned you here? Behind that gene-locked hatch lie the ruins of the ancient facility where the Hades extinction protocol was perfected. A testing process that ran hundreds of trials, each of them using a backup of Gaia.
Hades told you this?
It took some convincing, but yes. So, are you ready to go get what you've been searching for the last 6 months? Or are you just going to stand there with your mouth open?
Oh, he's a smug bastard, isn't he? I mean, that doesn't make him wrong. Damn it.
You mentioned you've been busy.
Exceptionally busy.
But not so busy you couldn't teach Tenakth rebels to override machines, ride them as mounts.
Aloy, the only issue you should be concerned about is obtaining a Gaia backup. Perhaps if you focused more, you might actually see results.
That's not exactly a denial, Sylens.
Take it any way you want.
Yeah, still don't see what he stands to gain from a civil war in the West, though.
Just to confirm, Hades said that there are backups of Gaia in there.
Yes. Or were, anyway. 1,000 years ago.
Backups that didn't get purged when Ted Farrow wiped every copy of Apollo.
Correct. According to Hades, this facility could not be accessed by remote signal. Not even Ted Farrow could touch the data here.
Backups. Data complete, Gaia and her subordinate functions. Everything needed to reboot the system. Restore control over the terraforming system, save life on Earth. And there.
So Hades said. So what are you waiting for?
Did Hades reveal the source of the mysterious signal? The one that woke it, tried to destroy life on Earth?
Yes, it did.
Care to share?
In due time. First things first, Aloy. Last I checked, you still had a superintelligent AI named Gaia to reboot.
Yeah. The same Gaia who had to destroy herself 20 years ago because of the signal?
It stopped being transmitted years ago. It's no longer a threat.
What if it repeats?
It won't. Even if it did, well... The details are complicated, but the signal required Hades to take effect. Delete Hades from any backup you reboot, and Gaia's safe. Now stop wasting time. Go get a backup.
All right. I'll search the facility for a Gaia backup. But just to be clear, Sylens, if this ends up being another one of your tricks...
It's a gene-locked hatch, Aloy. You're literally the only person who can open it. How could I set a trap inside?
Trick me again, Sylens, and our next conversation will be face-to-face. Though you won't have much to say, on account of my spear being buried in your throat.
Aloy, thanks to me, everything you've desired, everything you've been fumbling about, unable to achieve for 6 months, is now within your grasp. Now, I know you didn't learn much about manners growing up a Nora outcast. But in a situation like this, you say, thank you, and I say, you're welcome.
Oh, thing is though, he's not wrong. And that's the worst thing about it all. And yet, you know he's not telling us something.
Hold for identity scan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Soga. Please step inside. Please step inside.
Hang on, is that one of those fire beam things
Are you kidding me?
on the hatch?
I think we're in luck.
In luck? The door is completely messed up.
Obviously. But despite the malfunction, you can still get through. If you'll be patient for a while longer. See those crystals there? The Osram call them fire gleam. They're combustible. Not nearly powerful enough to blast through a door like that.
But maybe just enough to jolt it open a bit more.
Exactly. It will only work with an igniter. I'm sending you the schematics now. To build it, you'll need some machine parts and the oil from a kindleweed plant. That only grows underwater, but you should be able to find some in the nearby lake. The parts are more complicated. You'll need a spark coil from within a Leap Lasher's power cell. Remove the power cell before you kill the machine, or else it'll break.
Got it. Well, I already have some deep water kindleweed. Just need to get the parts.
Also, I notice how conspicuously he failed to share what it was that he discovered about the source of the signal that scared him so much. He does like keeping his little secrets, but hey, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Join me in the next episode, and maybe we'll be lucky enough to find out. But hey, look on the bright side. At least now we've come up with a way of dealing with all these fire gleam crystals that we've seen blocking off access to things all over the world. So there's always that. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope you're all having a great weekend. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.